Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. The silver coin schemers smuggled Iraqi currency into Canada. Let's explore! In the ongoing saga of what are known as the silver coin schemers, those are the ones that had this big scam where they had accumulated monster box after monster box, hundreds of them, into Norway, into a house that they had bought, scamming a bunch of people to supposed Christian charity and the like. Well, this is a follow-up that was sent to me by Doctor Who about this case. We're going to talk about two different sides of this case. The first is the story getting convoluted with a New Mexico man who was a federal fugitive after failing to show up for his sentencing in a federal court in February in Sioux Falls. He learned his fate today, and he's going to be sentenced to 2 decades in prison. Our Kilo Land News investigation has been following the bizarre case of the silver coin schemers for months. They've also uncovered that these same players smuggled millions of dollars of the Iraqi currency, dinar, into Canada before being caught for their antics in the United States. That is quite revealing. John Weiner will go to prison for 22 years for roles in a $12 million international fraud case with victims in South Dakota and across the country. South Dakota just is the hub where all this is being tried. You may remember that the case involved a mansion in Norway, millions of dollars in silver coins, and a sales pitch to victims appealing to Christian values. Weiner told the judge in court he was a sovereign citizen and that the U.S. federal court had no jurisdiction over him. Prosecutors pointed out that Weiner filed a 2019 tax return for $1 in order to get COVID-19 stimulus money. Go figure. Wow. The judge called Weiner's manifesto gibberish and noted that he never showed any remorse for the millions he took from his victims, funneling it through the scheme and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on himself. Criminal mastermind Nathan Peachy was also sentenced to 25 years in prison, but Kalo Land Investigates has discovered that the silver coin scheme was not his first. The story broadens out here. According to a 2016 article in the Canadian National Post, Peachy was a central figure in the tale of a mysterious mound of Iraqi cash seized at the border and the oddball caste that's fighting for it. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police seized 24 boxes of Iraqi dinar worth more than $7 million at the Canadian-U.S. border. The driver of the vehicle was a former highway patrolman who told Canadian officers that he had joined a religious group called Jericho Outreach, which was run by Nathan Peachy. Boy, I tell you what. Investor money was used to buy the dinars. The article says the coin's owners were traced back to Nathan Peachy, who led a sovereign citizen group in the U.S., and the man who called himself the General, who was also charged in the silver coin investor scheme and presided over the Norwegian Manson. The General, or Lauren Rossier, died last year. The National Post reports that Peachy unsuccessfully tried to get the millions in Iraqi currency back, and in the Canadian court filing said that his Noah's Ark Foundation launched a one-time special project called the Dinar Exchange Project in August of 2012 among various friends, relatives, and their friends and relatives and associates. Peachy represented himself in a Canadian court, much like he did here as federal court in his February sentencing. The Canadian government held on to the Iraqi dinars, and the last report still has them. Hello?
Hello, ты маленькая сука, ты слышишь меня, ты маленький идиот?
I can't understand you. You sound like, are you an Iraqi citizen? So the Canadian government held on to the Iraqi dinars, and at last report still has them. Meanwhile, Frederick Arias, a former law enforcement officer, remains on the FBI's most wanted list for his role in the silver coin case. The FBI believes he's in Canada. The general's wife, Labova Berkut, was extradited from Norway to Sioux Falls to face the charges in the silver coin case. So the ties, everything is tightening up on those who are involved. Hopefully they'll catch the last person. But yes, indeed. So this is the article. One of the men who stole money from investors for fake humanitarian projects is going to federal prison for decades. So John Weiner finally sentenced for this case here. And he didn't show up for the February court sentencing, as we talked about. But yes, indeed. Pretty amazing story here. The plot thickens for sure. And it's pretty amazing. These narcissist sociopaths, glad they're finally getting justice. Hopefully Arias will be caught soon too. Thanks again to Doctor Who for letting me know about this story. Very fascinating indeed. Let me know what your thoughts are. I would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.